All right, we are live, podcast number 3, the Real Quick podcast. We are with number 6 ranked heavyweight UFC fighter Mark Hunt. More importantly, my friend Mark Hunt. Welcome to the podcast.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on the show. Number 6 eating championship in the world. That's me.
So you're indulging in the Thai cuisine right now, I suppose.
Yeah, it's been nice. I just had dinner. It was really nice. Thai food is, up there with the best. I love it.
So I was going to ask you, so you've been to Phuket a few times. What is it about Phuket that you think is the most unique and the most different, and what you like and don't like? More so what you like about this island and this country the most.
Oh, well, Thailand, for me, I started as a Muay Thai fighter, and, I'm a big fan of, blood sport, where it started, and, coming to...
Told you. Anyway, sorry.
Coming to Thailand and doing the Muay Thai camps and everything. There's a good culture around here. There's a good culture like here in Thailand on the island where everyone just goes training at your place, at Tiger Road. There's a culture of fighting that Thailand has. Their number one sport is Muay Thai. So
yeah,
that's what I love about this country, and the people here are so nice. I love Thais. My brother-in-law's Thai, so.
Yeah, I always tell people that because they don't understand that this island is very special. This country is a fight country, like you said, but this island is a hotbed of just fighters, fight enthusiasts, fitness enthusiasts, just the alpha demographic, right?
Yeah.
So everywhere you go, you got fighters, you got people that are, trying to be in shape and work hard, CrossFit, everything else. So it's kind of a unique place, and that's what people don't see until they see these videos that we do.
It's great for me, putting on after my last fight. I'm always putting on weight so I have to lose my fat ass and get into training all the time. So I always, I've put on 20 kilos since the fight, and Thailand's a good place to lose weight. I've already lost 4 kilos just being here. And I just started training a couple of days ago and already lost 4 kilos. So, my fat ass is getting in shape. I want to make 110 for my next fight. And the only reason I'm not training at your place is because you guys train too hard.
You're getting on that airline. You're getting on that airline.
Yeah, we got a date on that thing. Don't forget.
Well, you and I have a date, but
on
not with the fighters class. You and I have a date.
Yeah.
Well, not dinner. All right.
You have a date with...
Me and Mark Hunt have spent a lot of hours on the old Airdyne bike together. It was
for the record, I've done it one time for 6 minutes. So.
And you're going to be doing it more for your fight. Once we get 100,000 subscribers,
only 50,000. Only 50,000.
We'll just make it 100. So we get 100,000 or 50,000 for him being choked out.
No.
Oh, sorry. Is it?
It's 1,000 for me to get choked out.
I'll choke him out in 1,000.
I'll choke him out for free. Just
maybe by the end of this podcast, depending on what he says. So hey,
no,
I'll tell you what. You pick if we get 5,000 subscribers, you pick something that happens. It doesn't have to be toward me.
Well, look, you just helped me out today with what I heard earlier.
Well, I'm trying to. Yeah.
Hang on, wait. Where's my phone? I think Justin Bieber just texted me. Oh, actually, no. So it was actually the. Oh no, don't worry about it.
Wow.
Sorry,
it's an inside.
I had to
joke.
do it, man.
Sorry for the podcast viewers don't get that, but it's really funny.
Yeah,
it's really funny. So
and you want to know. You got to be there.
1,000 subscribers, and I will choke Mark out live on Facebook.
Mark, not me.
Not him, no, of course not. And
with a C
on the podcast as well. And 50,000 subscribers and we're talking about YouTube, guys. We will put him in a Muay Thai fight in Bangalore Stadium. Yes. And what's good to note about that is he has never trained, he has never fought. He's been my friend for 21 years, and couldn't be more opposite as far as the training goes, and smoking. I don't smoke.
Jesus.
And you drink a little bit more than I do as well, but
just
90%.
Stuff. I don't drink Smirnoff Ice.
Okay, well, yeah, it's my drink. Buddy.
You drink that black cock there? Or? Is it your drink or not?
We've had that on the podcast. This is our 3rd episode. We haven't mentioned the name yet.
So sorry.
No, it's good.
Did I just jump on something? Sorry about that.
You're the first to break the news that bottle that everyone keeps seeing on our podcast.
You're the only one to get excited about
legitimately called Black Cock.
That's legitimate. I just saw that it says.
Do you want to try some Black Cock?
You got to be careful with the Black Cock, though, Mark. I'm telling you, it's very, very strong.
Yeah, it'll hurt your throat.
Yeah,
you got to take it slow.
I might just because I have to drive, so I might just. Don't drink and drive. It's all about safety, guys. So, I don't want to break the rules here in Thailand. If you break the rules in Thailand, especially if you don't wear a helmet, you're getting in trouble, man. You're getting in serious.
Wear a helmet when you have the Black Cock. Yes.
And I will say, speaking on the drinking and driving, we have someone here on the panel who has drink and drive in Thailand. And I want to be educational for the people at home that are coming to Thailand, because we got a lot of tourists that are coming in here, and they need to know the rules and regulations of what they can and what they can't do. And I think, Mark, this would be a great time to describe your instance with the law when I was in fight camp, which ultimately cost me to lose my fight. My very last UFC fight, my last hurrah, built the gym. I wanted to get out there one more time.
You're going to blame me for losing your last fight.
I wanted to go out there one more time and have one great fight. And Mark decided to drink and drive. And I had to go bail him out for 20 days straight somehow.
Oh, wow. 20 days?
Oh, my God. He calls me at like 3 a.m. the night before training. He's like, man, I'm at a military checkpoint. And I'm like, you said you weren't going to drink. And, of course, he's doing the old, like, the drunk people that are pretending not to be drunk kind of talk. Yeah. They're drunk, but they're pretending like they're not.
Set the scene. Hold on. It's Songkran, the biggest festival in Thailand.
That's the water one, right?
Yeah. Everybody shoots. Everybody with water guns, whatever. But everybody drinks. Some drive. I did both. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike.
So I get the call like 3 a.m. So I'm going to the checkpoint. Then he calls me, says he's at the police station. So I go to the police station. He's sitting in the police station. I feel like a parent. He's just sitting there all quiet. And unfortunately for him, there was this British guy there, because I brought some money to like bail him out, do whatever we have to do as far as getting him out of jail. And there was a British guy there who was being really offensive to the police officers. And at the point he decided to throw a credit card at the cop's head, that was pretty much
not Mark,
British guy. Not Mark, the British guy.
I don't have a credit card.
The shit hit the fan, and by shit hit the fan, I mean the shit hit the fan. That's not the place you want to be as a Thai police station when a man lobs a credit card at a police officer. So they grabbed Mark and the British guy just because he was just there and threw him up in the cell. And it's like an open air cell.
It is, no bigger than this room. And there's 20 people in there. And there's a hole in the ground, which is the toilet. And that's the only spot next to there that's available, because all these Thais and all the foreigners are sleeping in jail. So it's like 3, 4 in the morning, like Mike said. So
I walked up there trying to get him out all the way till they shut the thing. And then it became like locked up abroad. I asked the guy, he's like, there's nothing you could do. I was like, all right. So I went home, went back to bed.
Yeah, so like, to picture it's open in Thailand, no air conditioning, no fan, no nothing. And like I said, that hole in the ground with a bucket of water next to it. So I sit next to that thinking, I'm looking at that clock. I'm like, I'll be 20 minutes, Mike will get me out. Then it's 4, 5, 6.
20 minutes.
There's nothing to do. So I'm counting rats, roaches, And I never got bailed out by Mike, which worked out, was great.
He said come back the next day, which happened to be a holiday, because he decided to drink and drive on Songkran. Don't ever do that.
Don't. And don't ever go to jail.
And so finally
Thai jail absolutely sucks, man.
Wow.
There was this kid was probably 18, 19. He just stands up in the middle of the room and starts.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I figured. That's what I'm telling you.
I actually saw that in a movie. That's really good.
It's funny you say that. But no, so the guy who ran the jail cell, I guess the one main big Moroccan guy, was like, hey, go take that to the bathroom, And I'm like, ooh, I'm the bathroom pretty much. So this dude just comes and, so, I got to take his little spot, and he finishes. And
it brings the black cock over.
I'm just like, well, I said he was Moroccan.
Oh, sorry.
So, but
that's close enough, right?
Yeah. So he had liquor on him. No. So, well, I guess let's fast forward to about 9 a.m. and I'm still waiting to get bailed out. Of course, I'm not sleeping at all. And they come, they take half of us to Bangkok and half of us stay here. Now, if you go to Bangkok, you're completely fucked. I mean, you're just fucked. So there's about now, I guess, 10 of us in this cell, and that guy that was hanging out with himself earlier started getting beaten up, and they made him clean the floor with his shirt and all that. And
I've never figured out if this is a friend story, or not a friend story, but one of those like this other guy, or was this you?
No, it wasn't me.
You for sure.
I've never had my ass kicked.
All right, I'm just saying. All right, go ahead, continue.
Remember that.
Continue.
Yeah. No, so that's such a bad story. So, I see a rag on the ground, because now that guy that was, the head guy that running the place.
The Moroccan guy.
He was big, dude. I saw him before.
He was a big dude.
And when I went home, I was thinking, like, that's the guy that's going to fuck Mark.
Alistair.
I was thinking in my head.
I
kind of pictured the guys in the room, and I'm like, Mark's all right. He's taller than most of them. They'll probably give him credit. But that dude right there, he's the one that's going to fuck Mark. Yeah, when I got home.
So that's why you didn't come get me, huh?
My hands were tied, buddy.
So were mine. So anyway, so I'm trying to help out now. You do grab the rag with your foot and try to help clean, because now everybody's doing it. But I don't want to be that bitch that starts getting his ass kicked. So he walks over to me and he's like, hey, man, you know, don't worry about it. We've got a bitch to do that. I'm like, fuck. Thank God it's not me, you know. And he brings the guy over by his neck and he's like, do you want to punch him? I'm like, no, I don't. You know? So I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, come on, Mike. Come get me, man. I was like, shit. So they serve us breakfast, which is 6-day-old eggs with 9-day-old rice, which was delicious.
She's got something.
I'm sitting there eating it. No, we have one bottle of water to split between us 9 or 10 that are in there. And so that was lovely. So the Moroccan comes over to me and he's like, hey, you going to eat that? I'm like, well, fuck. You know, if I give it to him now, I have to give it to him. I'm supposed to be there for 3 days. That's how long the festival is. So he goes, man, don't eat that shit. He pulls out his cell phone and orders KFC delivered.
Bullshit.
Can't make this shit up. I was
No
like,
way.
he goes, you want some KFC? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, yeah, you know. So
Where's this jail?
the Hilton. No, so you know, I was like, hey man, I see you have a cell phone from 1996 when he first got in there, and I was like, how do I get my phone? You know. So I went to the guard and I was like, somebody may or may not have a phone in here. How do I go about getting one of these? I'm not going to call the dude out, you know. And he's like, what do you have to trade? I was like, take anything, you know. He's like, you have cigarettes? I was like, I do. So he got my cigarettes, walked them over to the Moroccan guy, gave them to him. He comes straight to me, hands me my own cigarette. Goes, you want one? I was like, well, fuck, they're mine. But no, because I'm scared. I just want to go home, you know. I don't want to deal with any of this shit. So I have my cell phone now. I call Mike.
And it was like snotty bubbles.
I wasn't
out of his nose,
fucking
and he was so
crying.
scared.
You can't cry in jail.
Well, you were.
They were asking me
I
like,
could
oh,
hear
you
the
do Muay
whimpering.
Thai? Because I assume they see the athletic, ridiculous body. And I'm like, no, you know. I was like, don't need to, you know. So nobody fucked with me. Fast forward again, make this story a little shorter. Mike finally comes and gets me, and that
During training practice when I should have been training for my fight,
Yeah.
which is why I lost. But
41 weeks out before your fight.
41 weeks?
No, it was
You fought
It was 3 months. I do
Fuck
12 week
no.
fight
No,
camps.
you fought.
And they kept telling me to come at exactly training time to get you out.
No, UFC 189 was like July 29th.
God, he's good with
This
dates.
is
This the
April
worst.
13th.
He
April
remembers
13th.
every
Oh,
day. That's where I'm going to get buried, yeah. It was like 12 weeks.
You beat Silva
11
in
weeks.
November of 2015. Good work, man. Yeah. You're welcome. Google it.
Oh, man.
I remember because I got
So I
deported.
got him out.
So.
I got
Anyway,
him
no.
out,
So
and-
he walks up to the jail cell and he's like, you know, I'm like saying bye to these guys because, you know,
They're like friends.
Well, you gotta make
introducing me
friends.
to all these guys. It's pretty crazy, actually.
how fast we become friends. Yeah.
Pretty fast.
He makes
Yeah.
friends pretty well. And I don't know what
Talking
he did
about-
to earn it, but he was definitely friends with these
Well, he
guys.
did something real good.
Yeah,
So,
he
you know,
was-
he introduced me to the black cock. I mean,
He was pretty popular.
Well, you are obsessed with black cock.
no, I'm not. I'm just fucking.
You're like a Kardashian.
What? Who? No, I'm just.
That's a black cock joke, Mike.
I get it. So,
So, anyway, long story short, Mike bails me out and takes me to McDonald's. The end. So thank you, buddy.
yeah.
But I didn't ruin your fucking fight.
You did, well,
You don't. Nobody does
I
a
lost the
4-month fight
decision,
camp.
and I would have had those days to practice my takedown defense.
Wow.
I'm just going to go with the fact you made me lose. So long story short, guys, if you come to Thailand, don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
They don't fuck around. And if you go to jail, it's
Don't
not a
take
pretty
drugs.
place.
Also, don't take drugs. They'll fuck you up.
And I was on probation for a year. How the hell? Who gets on probation in Thailand? So
Don't be like Mark.
Yeah, man.
Pretty much just don't be like Mark.
avoid that.
Yeah.
Surprised you're sitting here. Wow.
So back to Mark here with a K.
Oh, the good
let
one.
me ask you a question, Mike. What was the shortest time you've had a fight? You've taken a fight on?
On notice?
Yeah, notice.
3 years.
What a dick this is.
No, seriously.
He thinks I fight. He thinks I fight less than the Olympics.
Less than the Olympics. Seriously.
Because I've had 15 fights in an 11-year career in the UFC.
Do the math.
Oh
It's
shit!
one every 9 months.
Dude, I'm not in a rush sometimes.
You can't be, but
I
you,
mean,
you probably were
shit.
pregnant. at
I'm
that
the
time.
most injured fighter in UFC history. Between me and Josh Thompson, I'm the most injured fighter in UFC history. I probably missed more fights in UFC than I fought. I just train hard and get injured, you know. But I would say.
Put that in the action
Are
figure.
you talking about like UFC or are you talking about like little fights?
Any fights? Any fights?
I mean,
you've
like a
taken?
week or 2 weeks in the lower level shows.
Okay, so 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, like a
okay.
week, 2 weeks, I think.
Oh, nice.
Probably 2 weeks, I'd say. Is probably the
Were you in training, or you just?
yeah.
chilling?
Well, at that time, I was trained, but also working 3 jobs. You know, you gotta.
Oh, fuck.
You know how it was back in the day. It wasn't like fighting as a career. It was
Yeah,
like
there was
a
no
hobby.
end,
So we had to like. So obviously you've been around since, man. I was I'm not trying to make you feel old, but I was
No,
I was
I'm-
watching you
I'm-
when I was coming up, man. So you've been there since the beginning
Yeah,
in
right.
Japan.
I am old. I am.
and defeating all these people, and you've done everything there is to do. I mean, you know, you've had the video games, the action figures, the
Well, I haven't been in Thai jail and watching someone whack off in front of me. Like,
Okay,
that's the
I
best.
didn't watch.
Well, that's why you're here.
He was
See?
down there, like, was he like this or was he like that, or which way was he doing it?
He'll tell you.
Well,
He
I didn't
knows.
watch him.
I've heard
Well, he
the
was
story
right
50
there. How
times.
could you not watch him? He's right in front of everyone. Was he going under his leg or was he double pumping it or what? How was he doing it?
I don't
How was he
understand what
punching the clown? Is what he's trying to say there.
Well, I mean, it's, a lot of people go, they get a rope around their neck or a belt and they tie it to the door. And
He
they
didn't
start
David
whacking
Carradine
off.
himself.
That's
I don't
no
think.
deal.
I think
Well,
he was.
Well, I mean,
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
How was he doing it? Was he doing underhanded or was he doing overhand or left-handed, right-handed? There's a technique.
No, man.
You were right there, homie. You seen that shit.
I'm
right
not
there.
watching. There's other shit going on.
If someone starts whacking him in front of the whole room, every motherfucker's
That's
watching
the
this guy.
sad thing.
Hey,
And this
everybody's
person, that
watching
wasn't
this
even
guy.
like the
That
most
was like,
important
yeah, that
thing,
was- No, I was watching my asshole. I'm not watching that.
So
I don't know
he's
what's
whacking
going on
off,
there.
and everyone's creeping around you. This guy,
Yeah.
fuck.
I didn't see because I was jacking off too. I didn't see him. You know.
So there was two of you
Yeah.
checking. Oh, fair enough. Like that's crazy.
You know how it gets.
We're gonna keep digging up more of this story every time. Jesus.
I didn't.
Have you seen that movie? It's like that movie. What's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Titanic?
No, fuck Titanic. The guy runs.
Thailand? Titanic?
No, the guy's walking past and he's whacking off. You know, when he takes all those dope and shit, and he's the Wolf of
Basketball
Wall Street.
Diaries?
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he's walking past and he's at a party, right? And this guy's just whacking off. You seen that? Was it like that?
I read the book though. It wasn't in there.
Sorry, I
You've
can't
never read a
remember.
book. Get out of here. So I
read Stella's book.
got to ask you about something. So like I said, you've done a lot in your career. I haven't done a quarter of what you've done. I mean, but one of the highlights of my career, I should say, was getting an action figure. Like that was, to me, growing up as a kid, that was one of the coolest things ever, to have an action figure.
It's
and
a doll.
UFC made it. It's an action figure.
Right.
But I have to ask you, since I have you in studio here live, what the fuck is this? And who did this? Who did this to you, Mark? Please. Please tell me.
Man, you know what, man?
Tell me what this is.
This is someone should.
And who did this
man?
to
You
you?
know,
Hold on. Look.
you know what, fuck, man.
compare.
That's a perfect resemblance, man. When I saw this shit, that's some bullshit, man.
What is
At
it?
least,
Is
you
it
know,
anatomically correct?
Now let me say
No,
something.
it isn't. No, it isn't.
This is an action figure because this
No,
guy,
no,
this
listen,
figure is
listen.
ready for
That-
action.
that's
There's
like
no
a
doubt
sex
about that.
doll.
It's
Look-
looking for some Barbies,
Mike-
and not shrimps on the Barbies.
Mike,
You know
it's
what I mean?
got removable hands, so it's got replaceable hands. You know, it should be a replaceable.
Yeah, that's a very little censorship spot. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give you much credit.
Yeah,
in
why
the
does it
old-
have a light switch on there? What's that for?
I don't know, man. It's some. I don't even made this. Like I said, I got my manager onto them, and they just ceased making this shit. That's some bullshit.
We
man.
shouldn't be bringing it back. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I don't give
Be
a
honest.
fuck. You
How
know?
many do you have?
To be honest, I don't care, man.
No,
It doesn't matter. I got about.
Mark wanted one of these, so this was the lead into this was to get one for him because he wanted one.
I don't know. Man, I don't know. About
Yeah,
this.
can you give me a deal?
That's the best days. I've got bitch tits and I've got a freaking small dick. This is rubbish, man.
So
Well, none of it actually. The
Who's
bitch tits
responsible
might be a
for doing
bit
it?
true, but everything else isn't true. I got.
No tattoos either.
Yeah, see, that's
You-
that's
were
not
you
me.
17 here?
It isn't me though, because it's got no tattoos.
So who's responsible for doing this? Who did
Well,
this to you?
whoever has done this is not doing it again. Mark, I know you're behind this. You and that Thai guy, they're whacking off. I'm just joking.
Jesus Christ.
All right, we'll put it away. We'll get you to sign it later, though, for
You
sure.
can actually leave it here. That's I love. I don't care.
Just set it up
It's,
here for the rest of the
yeah,
podcast.
That's some funny shit,
I
man.
had
When
to
I
ask
saw
you,
that, I
Mark.
was like,
I had to ask you,
that's some
buddy.
bullshit, man.
You know, we
That shit-
spent $4 to get that printed. So
Yeah.
enjoy.
All for good
Oh, here you
cause. I was
go.
like, man, fuck. Yeah, that doll was. There's a few other more
It would've
complimented
cost
dolls,
more to
but
print,
you
but
know
it
what,
was-
man? To be honest, I don't give a
Certain
shit.
areas were so small.
Yeah, the
God,
Zoom
they didn't
was
give you
fucked
any
up on
credit
it.
in that, man. I was pissed off.
What did that retail
But
for?
you got, for the record,
I don't know, man. Like I said, I got my manager onto them to sue their monkey asses. Stop making that shit unless you pay your shit. So
So if they had to redo it again, what would it cost? What would you want them to
I have
charge?
no idea. Well, if they're charging shit, I'm getting a cut of it, whatever it is. I made this name; they should pay for it.
That's right.
Hey, amen to that. Amen to that.
100%, dude. At least you got some legitimate
If we get
action
100,000
figures,
subscribers, I'm buying one of those.
Fuck.
too. Then you're going to get, they're gonna get sued now. They're not going to be able to make any more. So.
I don't care. Well,
Oh, it is what it is, man.
I'll
And
buy
that's
the real
how it
thing
is.
then.
You can't buy me, man. Look at this guy.
You just said you'll
Hey,
take
no.
a cut for a doll. If I
No,
give
no,
you real
no,
good
no, no.
cash.
Listen, you can't pay me for anything. I'm not taking shit. I'm not taking.
So you won't take my money, but you'll let me have your
You
way?
got no money. For where's your money? I'm joking.
Fuck, no, you're right. I mean,
I'm joking.
well
I'm joking.
played. No, you're fucking, look who I live with.
Nah, seriously, you can't buy me. Sorry, I'm not for sale. Yes, all right. Sorry.
Okay, so tell us a story that we don't know, Mark. Tell us something that nobody knows that's not too crazy.
Well, there's not really. I'm not really that interesting.
I read your book.
I'm
You had
the
a lot of
oldest.
interesting stories.
Well, that's not half and not in the book, but
Tell us one of those.
yeah, I am. I'm the oldest fighter at competing in the UFC. I'm 43. Been fighting 27 years. 20 years as a pro.
Yeah.
Got my first work contract in the K1 after winning the world title, the first go. So probably what people don't know about me is it I used to drink and smoke like you, Mark. Get into a hell of a lot of
Am I
trouble.
the only guy that drinks and smokes?
Wow.
Y'all look at me like I'm a piece of shit.
No, 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 you're the only guy that's seen someone whack up in a Thai jail.
I'm not out kicking
That's
puppies
sick.
or punching babies. I'm fucking smoking a cigarette. Gee, all right, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
Hey.
Stupid American. I know.
So
I
you started
apologize.
out like
Hey
Mark.
man, you
but then
said that. I didn't say nothing, man.
You started out like Mark, but you changed your life for the better and made something of yourself. Is what you're basically.
Well, basically, for me, I used I used the gift that God gave me. I think fighting is my gift, and I've used that to change my life. That's the difference. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying you're a bad person. I don't know you that well, but
He just doesn't have that right.
at least
hand.
you've seen someone whack off in a Thai jail, and I've never seen that shit before.
You sure like to talk about it though.
No, but that's true. That's pretty some dope shit. It's like, whoa.
I know a few cops. I can get you in there tonight if you want to.
We'll
go to a strip club, you can go to jail.
I don't know if that Moroccan guy had the camera still there, so I think
Moroccan guy was scary as fuck. He was in there for 5 years for counterfeiting money, and he was getting out the same day as me.
And he caught up KFC. Wow,
Yeah, twice.
that's my
Actually,
kind
twice.
of jail. That's my kind of jail for sure.
And they deliver.
I know. When I was in jail, I didn't get to go to no KFC. What the fuck? Couldn't. Now I know some
So
friends.
there's pluses and minuses of Thailand.
Yeah.
The jail sucks. Food's decent.
No AC, no water, no chance of getting out. But they got KFC.
KFC.
Yeah, that's what that matters. It's KFC's old bastard. That's it.
Good food, shitty sex.
So you had
This guy.
so you had the rough start. Obviously, I read your book, and it was
Yeah.
a rough start for you, and you climbed out of that, got into kickboxing, and then kind of ventured from kickboxing, K1 Japan, and then moved into MMA.
Yeah. I was fighting in Japan, like where Amir is now with you guys are. And I was fighting in Japan for a while, Pride, Dream. Probably don't know about that one. So yeah, I was fighting in that competition for a while. And it was a different sport, that's all it is. MMA was a different sport to me. I thought, I was the best fighter in the world at one stage of stand-up kickboxing. But yeah, to be honest, I didn't really train that much. Sorry, guys that I fought and beaten. But
No disrespect.
Hey, I
No
think
You
this
guys
guy's
got
been
knocked
photo.
out, but I didn't train for those fights.
But a lot of those fights,
Wow.
a lot of those fights, I was in the Thai jail watching this guy whack off, and no, no, a lot.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Anyway, so yeah,
Never gonna
so-
let that one go, huh?
Hang on, is it? No, it couldn't be.
We're- He didn't have to double take. He knew.
Yeah.
He knew right from the moment he saw it.
Yeah. So anyway, MMA. I found MMA, and then
Lost.
there was one of the, it's a difficult sport to, especially with ground and stand up. So it is the ultimate in combat sports, and I actually love it. It's I don't like training, as you can probably see, but fighting is something I love. It's as you know, as a fighter, yes, there's a
As a fighter's friend.
There's a lot of it's far better than drugs, and you'll get nothing like it out of drugs apart from fighting. Fighting is something special, and only those in the Fighters Club can understand this. So
And
it's
it's
a drug
honest.
that I've been chasing for myself. It's a drug I've been chasing for years, and I keep doing it all the time. I mean, after I get smashed and beat up for a living, is like the funny thing about it is like you stand there and go, oh shucks, I get depressed as soon as if I'm the winner or loser. If I'm the loser, I got fucked up.
Yeah.
And if I won, I feel a bit depressed because I'm like, oh fuck, am I gonna do that shit again? Yeah, fucking straight away. I'll do it again.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a passion, and a drug is something I love to do, and I'll continue it till I can't fight no more. So I think I've got 3 fights left with UFC, and then I'll probably fight 3 more times after that. Then I retire, God willing. If I'm not injured, then that's me. So
Yeah.
Shit.
And
this
see,
is my
there's a
my
lot of
career.
guys in the sport that they say that, and they're really fighting for the money. They're really fighting
Oh,
for the adrenaline, whatever
look.
it is. But I truly believe when I talk to you and when I've trained with you and been with you in your fights and camps and stuff, you just genuinely want to fight as long as you
Look, man.
possibly can, and that's
Don't-
legitimately what it is. It's
don't-
not about the money. It's not about the adrenaline when you walk out. It's
it
like to
start,
fight.
when I started, it was about the money.
yeah. of
It was
course.
all about the money. If I started because I wanted a better life.
Yeah, of course.
And fighting gave me that outlet. I wasn't good at school. I wagged most of it. I left school, and I like fighting was my outlet. You know, it was and when I started, it was about money.
Yeah.
You know, now it's about leaving a legacy, and it might not be in fighting that my legacy stands, but you know, I know that I've danced with some of the best fighters on the planet.
Absolutely.
You know, I know a lot of them now. You know, my fight's different now that I know a lot of them were on the steroids. It's different. So, you know, at least I can sit here and look in the mirror and say, when I'm done with my career, you know, I did not do that shit to get where I am.
Yeah.
You know, I've paved my way. Mark Hunt has paved his way with his blood and sweat. You know, he's built his foundation really strong. So, you know, people's careers don't come, you know, last that long. But mine's been a long time coming. And, you know, lots of people know who I am nowadays. Only because UFC's made it mainstream, you know. That's the difference here. So, but they don't know me. They only know me in UFC. I've been fighting for way before that.
Yeah.
You know, I built my, 10 years of working in Japan as a prize fighter. So it started as about money, but not now.
Yeah.
Now it's about trying to be the best in a different sport. You know, I was a kickboxer before this. This is a different sport to me. So trying to be the best fighter in the world, it's in MMA is another dream and goal of mine, and I'm chasing that dream still to this day. So, you know, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, when are you going to retire? You're too old." Man, shut up, man. I don't listen to you fuckers, man. If I listened to you fuckers, I wouldn't even be here, man. You know, all these haters and these doubters say this and that about me, but I'm still knocking out fools that are half my age. You know, why should I quit? I ain't cheating like these guys, and these guys are cheating.
Yeah.
Fuck them, man. Fuck them all.
Yeah, no.
That's definitely one thing I've respected about you. You've been an advocate against steroids, and I'll give you respect for that because I've been clean my whole career as well. Everyone at AK, you know, no one's tested positive that's even trained there that I know of. But, you know, it's a bad message, I think, that's being sent to the youth now when they see fighters that are testing positive and getting away with it. Up until now, it's getting a little stricter with USADA. But before that, I mean, we have guys coming to AKA Thailand, and they're asking me where to get steroids. And I'm like, bro, no. These guys are like 19, 20 years old. I'm like, you don't need steroids. I've never taken steroids my whole career. I've never been a champion.
Where are they getting it from?
You've had way more success, but you've never taken steroids too.
Where have they getting it? Where are they getting it from?
It sends a bad image and a bad message.
I'm getting emails.
It's good.
Like, how can people email me about
steroids? It's good
steroids?
that we're standing up like this. Yeah, no, right.
You're
You're
right.
right.
How's that fucking possible?
But in this part of the world, right, it's a normal thing that they think that you have to take steroids to be at the top because they see these guys popping, and then they just get right back in the UFC and fight again. So they're like, they're champions, they're making millions of dollars. Even if I get popped, I'll fight again.
Let's risk it.
Look at these fuckers. You got, John Jones, for instance.
Yeah.
That guy is one of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah.
But he's a cheater. You know, you take a group of kids to, like I said, a group of kids and the teacher go to us. They're going to see one of the best light heavyweight fighters in the world. Oh, let's go to that Winkelride's gym. Oh, where's John Jones? Oh, there he is. He's on the octagon, the kids say to the teacher. The teacher says, and the kids go to the teacher. What's he doing under the octagon, teacher? The teacher goes, he's hiding. The kids say, what's he hiding from, teacher? Teacher says, that man above there. Other kids go, who's that man? Oh, that man's name is USADA. There is no legitimacy to that shit, man. Why would you want to, that's just a joke. That's a joke. For me, it takes an average fighter to above average so they can hang with the elite. I don't give a shit whether you have done anything with your career. You won this world title. It's just like Alistair, just like Brock Lesnar. You're all a pack of freaking dog cheats. That's all you are. Nothing else.
Yeah, and the thing is, I want to say this because this never gets said. Like, you speak out against steroid users and call them wrong or whatever, and it is what it is. But I think something that these guys don't hear, the kids, is that here's the thing. I've been around a lot of guys that's taken steroids through their career, and it's not necessarily you could get caught, you could get in trouble, but when these guys have to get off of steroids, they're not the same person. So all of a sudden, these people that are supernatural and beating all these guys and doing so good, they plummet to nothing. They plummet to, like, they're insecure, they can't train.
And so they should be.
Right, but I'm just saying, for these kids, they think they can take steroids up until they get to UFC level or up into a level when you test, then I'll just get off of it, I'll be fine. You won't. You won't be fine because you're going to be insecure, you're going to have hormonal problems, you're going to have all these issues that are going to actually make you a worse fighter. And I've seen guys with a lot of talent take steroids and it ruined their life before they ever even got tested and ever even got banned and ever even had to deal with USADA. So just overall, it's such a bad thing. And I think the fact they're cracking down on it is really good. And I think you're leading the forefront on that, which is positive for these kids, especially.
It just sends a huge bad message out, and the guys that do come second place, third, fourth, fifth place, I mean, their kids are supposed to benefit from their hard work.
Right.
But they lose out. These kids lose out from this money and all this sort of stuff because this guy in the front has cheated them of it.
Right.
I look at it from that sort of aspect. Like that cyclist, Lance Armstrong. He cheated. So these guys down here, their kids miss out, and all these other guys' kids miss out on a better lifestyle because this fuckwit here cheated to get to the top.
Right. And they can't follow that path.
You know, it's one of those things I look at. You know, it's just shit. They need to be punished harshly, and you know.
So how do you think now with the new USADA coming in and the crackdown and how much it's changed since UFC 189?
I do think.
How do you feel that it is doing? Is it doing a good job, or do you think that it's causing maybe more problems? Considering there's a lot of guys that are testing positive that aren't necessarily or may not be necessarily taking steroids. So there's like watch your supplements, watch your diet, watch your food. How do you think overall that it's going now with this new crackdown?
I think the penalties should be enforced. There's penalties there, but they're not really enforcing them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not enforcing them to make them think twice about it. Guys nowadays, like that full boxer that I fought, he's a fucking idiot. Well, not right now. I'm the idiot right now, but he's the one that's a loser in the end because he's the one that cheated. He's the one. At the end of the day, he weighed up the options. Right, he goes, I'm gonna fight this fight. I'll probably make about $15-20 million. I'll get caught. I'll probably have to pay $250,000 or $500,000, whatever it is, and I'll walk away. You know what? He's back again already. So now the two fucking biggest cheaters in the world are gonna fight. Ah, fuck. That's gonna be
I
good to
heard.
watch,
So John Jones now and Brock Lesnar. What do you think about that fight?
It's a joke. I don't waste my money watching two cheaters fight. Why would I? They're cheaters in the end. That's basically they're all there. They should get nothing. I used to respect John Jones before this. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of the fighters, but I don't respect him after this. When you get caught for doping, and you got caught for the same dope as Lesnar did, you shouldn't. You know what I mean? He's not a martial artist. None of them are. You get no respect from me. None.
So you're not picking a winner in that fight. You're just not going to watch it. That's what you're trying.
I wouldn't want to waste my fucking time watching that.
So let me ask you this: I've heard the other side of the story, and this is way outside the lines. It's never going to happen. It's a hypothetical situation. What if there was an organization where everything was possible, and like fighters could take steroids and they could dope themselves up and just be superhuman Goliath warlocks? Because I'd watch that just to watch it, because now it's like fighting versus science versus whatever. It's an even playing field, and it's different. But when we fight, I'm clean, you're clean. We're fighting a guy that's 7 times the normal level of testosterone, and he's punching you in the face. That can kill you. If at the least it's killing brain cells, right?
You know what that is? That's a lawsuit.
Right.
That's what that fucker is. That's a lawsuit.
But aside from that, if there was an organization, I mean, do you think it would be entertaining to be like on a even playing field?
No, to be honest, people say to me, "Oh, Mark, you knew in Pride and you knew in this one." No, I didn't know. I don't know. I come in green. How the fuck I know what these guys are taking?
Right.
But if they're gonna make rules and say options, well, let's all do it. Well, then that's fine. If I sign the contract lines and dotted lines, then I know what I'm getting into.
Right.
I know what this is about. I know he's cheating, so I'm gonna go and jack myself up to be just as crazy as this motherfucker kills him. So you'll be expecting someone to die there. So that's what it is. So if along those lines, then you'll understand. Okay, I knew what I was getting into. Okay, not now.
Yep. And for the sports fans in general that are watching this, I mean, there's a big difference when you're watching baseball players and football players that are taking steroids, and you're talking about a guy like Mark Hunt who fought against guys who are higher levels of testosterone. It's dangerous, like I just said. So, I mean, that's why you're so passionate, and that's why other people are so passionate about it, because it affects your health. It affects your long-term living, right? The way you operate for the rest of your life. You have permanent damage. You can have permanent damage if you fight a guy that's a superhuman person. Right?
Look, dude, I broke my hand right there from that Bigfoot fight, man. I spent a year without an income.
Yeah.
1 year, might not be much, but a year without working because I was injured. And I watched Bigfoot fight before me.
Yeah.
You know how hard that was to watch? And then someone said to me, "Oh, Mark, every time someone brings up that fight, it really makes me feel like down." I was like, "Oh, man, fuck, that was a hard fight. I nearly died. That guy, and he cheated. As soon as someone mentions that fight, it just ruins it, because it ruins that fight because he cheated.
Yeah.
And cheating is nothing to be proud of. I mean, that's the wrong message. It's not. We don't allow that in society. Why we allow that, especially in fighting? Fighting is you're hurting people.
Right. So you think overall that USADA's trying to fix?
They're trying. I mean, they've got Jeff Dominski there. He's the vice president of the health and safety. He's the one that called
Yep.
What's that? Lance Armstrong, Marion Jones, Barry
All of
Bonds,
them,
all
yeah.
those dickheads. He caught all those guys. Well, that's all they are.
No,
you know, man. You know, I mean, end of the day, man, this guy's done this. He's hit so many baseballs. He won 7 triathlon. Marion Jones, the fastest woman in the world. You know, but answer this question:
I've never popped.
is he a cheat? Yes, he's a cheat. Okay. Strike him like in the Olympics. They struck their names off. They take all this shit off them. They take everything from them. Finances, everything. Why the fuck don't they do it in our sport?
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to crack down more, but you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
They're not punishing hard enough. I don't think they're not enforcing the laws. I think if you get caught once, it depends on what it is. The next one should be a life ban because they could take someone's eye out, take someone's life.
So
Be a
that was my
shitload of lawsuits coming.
That was my next question. What do you think would be the ideal situation for like punishment?
Well, first off, take their
time.
money.
Take the money, right?
That's one thing. People
Could have
fight
been
for
an
money.
accident, could have been.
Well, it depends on what it is. I mean, take away all their financial gain because that's all the fighters want.
So
They
lose
want
everything for the fight, basically.
Well, you can't do a fight camp without fight money.
Yeah.
Can you?
No.
You take away their financial gain. That's where you start. People say, well, people have been doing it for years, but well, you got to start somewhere. Take away their monetary gains.
Right.
Take that away and see what happens. A lot more will think twice about it because they're not getting the rewards from it. People say, I've heard a lot too. A lot of young fighters say, I'll be in the UFC. I'll do this for nothing. When they're in the UFC, then after a while, when they're getting their head punched in, by crazy people like giving them a good hiding and shit, they're like, oh, do I get my money now? What money? You said you'll do it for free, motherfucker. What money? Shit. Anyway, that's my take on it. That's how I think about it. And it took me a while to understand what I was looking at before I understood. I mean, I'll fight anyone anywhere.
Right.
Even in a barn, somebody doing underwater, I'll do whatever. But
Bangla Stadium?
Bangla Stadium, in a Thai jail, someone that's whacking off, I'll beat them up. No, but I fight anywhere at a certain time for things. But so long as I know what the parameters are,
Right. Of course.
and knowing now that it's not an even playing field, I understand this now. And it took a while. Took a broken hand. My memory is not too well anymore because getting cracked in the head by all these overgrown apes or monkeys is what I call them. And I'm not racist. It's just the way things are. That's the way I look at it. So I just despise these guys when they do it now. They cheated to get to where they are. They don't deserve a cent. So take away all their financial gains, give it to the guy that isn't cheating.
Yeah.
That's the first deterrent.
Right.
The next one is ban him for life. Don't fight ever again.
Well, they do that in wrestling.
They do that in the Olympics. So why aren't they doing it in the sport?
Yeah.
Is there a reason why they're doing it in the sport?
It's entertainment. And
Yeah, they don't make money off the Olympic.
Betting.
They're going to pay to see Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's money. I mean, it's entertainment, obviously. But speaking of that, so judging from your career where you started, I mean, you started at the beginning and the money was low, but
There was no end, like I said. I started it when there was no mixed martial arts. I started when kickboxing was at in 2002, I was asked to fight a guy named Vegeta.
Yeah.
And I was like this, because I used to watch Dragon Ball Z, and I said, Vegeta? No, I'm Goku. I like Goku. Who's Vegeta? But he was an actual person. He was an
no idea what you're talking
You know
about.
who he is.
Yeah,
So he's an actual person. He said, I'll do a fight for $200,000 with this guy. And I was like, oh, okay, why not?
Yeah.
Didn't know what it was about. But then I, when I actually started doing like jiu-jitsu, and I actually realized it's not easy.
Yeah.
And as soon as I understood that, I respected what it was about. Then I had to start trying to learn it. It's not easy. Ground is really hard.
So coming from those days, because you were one of the pioneers in the beginning, to now how it just sold for $4.2 billion, the UFC, one of the largest
It's a lot of money.
purchases in sports franchise history, and then now you got the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. What's your take on just the rise of the sport in general and what it's become and the changes, like the ups and the downs of it? Since you've been there since the beginning, and you're still fighting, you're top 10 now. It's amazing. You
can see it. It's amazing how. I mean, back then they were saying, I started promoting my own shows in Australia to help the locals get in to Pride. I was using my money to do shows. There was a lot of things happening about the sport, how it's growing. 7 years ago, I think the highest paid fighter in the world, Mayweather, he would never have even known McGregor's name.
Right.
If you'd ask him to put a fight together, he'd be like, Conor who? That's how far the sport's grown.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about Conor McGregor, and everyone knows him.
And he's like maybe not the betting favorite, but he's like the favorite and the most popular, I guess you should say, fighter after 4 years of his career, basically.
If I was gonna make a bet, I'd put my money on Conor, because you never get you put money on Mayweather, you wouldn't get it back.
Right, of course.
At least Conor, you put money, you get it back. I mean, shucks, that's how far the sport's grown.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's amazing how far the sport's grown, and I think it's great for the sport.
Yeah. So you're happy to see how big it's gotten, basically.
Well, of course. I mean, with UFC, that's who's done it. Mainstreaming it. They've taken. They're gonna look. The fight I think is coming soon in August or something, and you got a guy that's have 0 boxing fights.
Yeah.
Fighting the guy that's undefeated, the best
Absolutely.
boxer on the planet. It's like, how did that happen?
And it's like not even a joke.
$300 million.
Like it's
How the fuck did that happen?
it's happening, and people are going to watch it. And they're going to be there.
Highest paid fight ever in history. How does it happen? Well, you can thank UFC for making that, because if it wasn't for them, they kind of wouldn't have come through.
Absolutely.
That's how they, and you got to, and that's how far the sport has grown. We talk about the sport growing now. That's how much it's growing from when I was watching it, from the early the Gracie the family days.
Yep.
To Pride till now.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. So it's great to see. And I applaud Conor for making the coin and all those guys, because I mean, they got us the MMA fighters have got to start getting the good coin that's going to look after them. I mean, that's what they deserve right now. I mean, 4.2 billion or whatever the fuck it is. Some of these UFC fighters should be getting some good coin.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I know. That's all I know. That's how far I think the sport is growing. And Conor's at the top of that wave with his little beard and his little surfboard, and he's running them all over. That's the shit. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's so good.
And I'm with you on that too. Like with Conor and Floyd,
he's got the money surfboard, and he's like, motherfuckers, give me that shit. Wow.
The thing is with Conor too, like, I mean, I think everyone has to say Floyd's going to have the advantage. Okay, I mean, you have to live under a rock to not think Floyd has the advantage in a boxing ring, but. I am hoping Conor does win this fight. I mean, I'll go on record in saying that. I do hope he wins. Yeah. And I think he should be looked upon as inspiration, because, I mean, a guy who's – everyone can say, I'll take an ass beating for $100 million, whatever. He's stepping up and fighting the best fighter in the world. And just the pressure of that, going out there, man, that's credible. That's credible. And the fact that he's put himself in that position, that's credible.
That's
the fact
correct.
that he's a 2-time division champion at the same time is credible. So – he's an inspiration in the fact that, like he said during the press tour, 4 years ago, he was fighting in England at a venue with 500 people. Now he's in the greatest fight in the world ever, 4 years later. So if that's not inspirational to people, nothing is. I mean, this is a guy that was hanging on Chuck Liddell taking photos, being a fanboy, and now he's the #1 fighter, most talked about, famous fighter in the world. That should be inspiration to people. And he's clean. He's never popped. You know what I mean? So it's like,
that's the one.
He should be an inspiration. So, I like both fighters. I have all the respect in the world for Floyd. He's an amazing boxer. He definitely is. I differ when they call themselves fighters, because I think a real fighter is an all-around fighter, like a mixed martial artist. Conor's obviously the better fighter, but I am pulling for Conor McGregor in this fight, and I hope he gets the upset, because, man, can you just imagine what's going to happen after that if he wins this fight?
Hey, I'm putting my money
on
Conor.
News? You want news? You want like shock? You want entertainment? Put Conor's hands up at the end of that fight and watch what happens after that. It's going to be madness. It'll be chaos.
Blow up. The TV will blow up right now. It's going to blow up now.
Yeah,
I'll put my money on Conor.
For sure. It'll be the biggest thing. Yeah. It's like a natural disaster or something. It'd be insane. So, absolutely. So what's next for you? Is there anything that you can talk about yet, or is it just in the air? Like what are you looking forward to next?
Fighting next, finishing up my career with the UFC, and then moving on. I've got 3 fights left. So.
Well, you're number 6 ranked in the UFC right now, but
I'm the best fighter in the world in my mind.
A couple of guys ahead of you.
In my fucking mind, I'm the
steroids.
bee's knees. I'm the best. So on record, I'm number 6. But
yeah.
In this
so you're
great
up there.
mind of mine. In this great mind of mine.
Do you have your eyes set on anybody is there anybody that you'd like to fight? I mean, do you want to fight Brock Lesnar clean again and beat him up, or is there anyone that you want to fight again, or fight in general?
I'd like to fight Brock Lesnar again with a clause in, just so I can crack him in the head once. That's all I want. But other than that, he's not even wasting time fighting. But I'd like to fight the champ again, Stipe, another guy at him. Yeah. I'd like to fight Fabricio. I like to fight all the top guys. I want the guys above me, because that's the only way to get the bout, to fight the guys above you. I mean, I took this fight. Well, I don't know if they have announced it, but anyway.
No, don't say anything.
So, I'd like to
Go ahead, man.
No.
Yeah, so we
I
know
like
you're
the guys
fighting now.
Yeah.
We just don't know who. All right.
So I like to fight the guys above me to try and get closer to their title, because at the end of the day, it's my main goal to be the numero uno man in the world. So, I like another crack at Stipe for sure. He got me the first time, but I can guarantee it won't happen the same thing at the same time again.
Right. Right. I mean, that's good that you definitely got your eyes set, and so you sound like you're definitely going for the belt. Like, it's not just fights.
Well, I've got 3 fights
You're
left.
so
I can
close.
do it. I can do it. I'm number 6. If I win another guy, I mean, it's 3 fights left. I can get a shot at this title if I dedicate myself, and I can beat anyone in the world. I'm the greatest fighter in the world. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I always have. I just got to prove it now.
So as you usually put it, if you knock the lips off your next opponent, which we don't know, obviously it hasn't been announced yet, is that going to put you pretty close? I mean, can you make a point by knocking this guy out and get yourself higher up in the?
Well, I don't know if it takes me higher, but a win always is going to put you closer. You can't, you just can't lose fights and not get up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, any fighter, a win is good. So that's all I'm looking at. And, I couldn't get Fabrizio in Japan or in Sydney, but, I got someone else. So I'm looking forward to that. And, getting these fights done and getting closer to their bout.
I hear you. And so what about, speaking of the belt, what about Robert Whittaker? Is a guy that I really, really like. He's a good guy. He's just
Amazing
he looks
fighter.
like just the kid next door. Super nice guy. He just beat a warlock-looking guy in Yel Romero. That guy is just a freak of nature that everyone should be afraid of.
He's a cheater too, isn't he?
I didn't say that, but yeah, I knew that was coming.
He got plugged, didn't he?
I think he did. I think he did.
So-
I'm not 100% sure, but I think he did. But how is the reception in Australia? Like how are they taking to Robert Whittaker bringing that belt back?
I think he's the first person that's going to get a world title shot. He'd probably be I think he can be the best fighter in the world. I mean, he's a great fighter. He's a good kid. I mean, that fight that he had with Romero was freaking sick. I mean, he got injured in that leg and he still came back and won it. That's amazing. I mean, he's a talented kid, that kid. He's going to be the next world champion too. So
Yeah.
it's good news. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see him having the success he has. I've met him a few times, and
Good kid,
he seems really nice. So, yeah, and so going back to your stories and Thailand in general, anything else you want to share with the fans watching?
Yes. No drinking and driving.
Yeah, we got that.
Say no to drugs, especially steroids. Say no to drugs on the street. And no buying any shit off any undercover policeman on Bangalore Road. No fucking the lady boys. I'm just
If you're training here for fighting,
ruined my
just stay
Friday
away
night.
from Bangalore Road. We'll go ahead and say that. Just stay away from Bangalore Road.
yeah, and I
if
come
you
here.
can.
Fuck no, go.
If you're with Mark, he'll take you.
Go.
He runs the tour every month or Friday and Saturday night.
He runs the Thai jail tour. So if you want to go
Yeah.
to jail, all you got to do, come here to train, dedicate yourself, and this is the best place to train. Lose weight, AKA Thailand. Tiger Road. You got all the best spots. You got everyone training here, so you can't miss out. Especially partying too. So, but good place. One of the best places to train I've been to. That's why I'm back here again to Thailand, because you can sweat a lot and
And we're gonna get you in that Airdyne room challenging Mark here.
He's looking at me.
It's on because he's
really-
tired of you spelling his name with a K. I know you're doing it on purpose now
Yeah, I saw that.
because his
Hey,
name's
man.
spelled with a C.
Hey,
so
man.
he's getting tired, but he can't do nothing. You're
I'm
Mark
changing.
Hunt, so what can he do?
I'm changing it now since he's helped me out with a bit of info. Appreciate that, man. Would have been.
Well,
in
when
the,
I get
hole.
that
I missed this.
50,000.
I missed this.
No,
What did you do?
yeah, I helped him out on some information.
I would have been in the hole if I didn't. What the? This
Look
guy.
at you doing some good.
Well, so when I do get my fight, you're gonna come back and help me train.
Of course, I'll come and help you. I'll come. Can I come corner?
Absolutely.
No.
We just had Chuck Liddell here, and me and Chuck were in PP Island, and we were cornering guys we didn't even know because
That's it.
we were betting on tourists who were fighting at a club. I shit you not. There's a place in PP that's only 2 hours off the coast of Phuket. It's called Reggae Bar, and they just literally have a ring set up. Have you been there before yet, or?
Oh no, I've
You
heard
haven't
these stories though.
Okay, we gotta take you. We gotta take you before
Hey,
it gets too
man.
close to your fight.
Hey man, yeah.
Not to fight, but you gotta
No,
come
I've
on.
heard these stories. Make sure you guys get insurance when you come out here too.
Yeah.
Life insurance.
But yeah, these guys, so what they do is they just have tourists get up, and the tourists can come in there and fight for a bucket of beer. So they're drunk already anyway.
Oh, there's my first fight.
And so me and Chuck were just betting on tourists, and he's trying to pay off he cheated. He didn't take steroids or nothing like that, but he cheated. He was cheating. He was paying off like the refs and like trying to win against me, and we were doing on live feeds and everything. And he was cornering these guys. He was cornering a guy, and I was cornering a guy. And these guys are just like tourists, and they're drunk, smoking cigarettes in between the rounds. And they had no idea what was going on.
That's
it was
good.
incredible. It was incredible, right? Like people were just like freaking out that Chuck Liddell's cornering him. Like 2 minutes earlier, he was like half naked on the beach doing like the limbo with the fire starters and all those fire dancers. And
they're more exciting anyway.
No, I'm talking about the guy that was fighting. And now he's in a ring fighting, and Chuck Liddell's in his corner. Like you never know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, Thailand's.
So yeah, that would be great if you could corner Mark in his first ass beating in Bangla Stadium.
Well, hopefully get some subscribers and what do you like 100,000 subscribers and then,
man, as many as we can get.
So we'll be.
Well, I'll get a hold of my management team. I'll see if you can come down, corner me.
Yeah.
If we get 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers, we'll try to get this.
Not only subscribers, buddy. We got to the comment of the week. We got to give.
Oh yeah, real fast. We definitely got some.
We give away training.
Oh wow!
Once a week
nice.
to everybody.
So what we do is every single episode of the podcast.
You want to read them?
Well, we have comments on the YouTube channel. Whoever leaves comments on YouTube, we give away a training package to AKA Thailand to our favorite comment. It could be negative. Now, in the last episode, if you haven't watched it yet, please watch it. Episode number 2. Mark actually got offended from the comment because the guy said he had too high of a level of estrogen in his body. So he actually gave away the free training to AKA
Fuck you,
Thailand.
Ken.
He gave away the free training just so Ken could come so he could beat him up.
Oh,
So
nice. I like that.
it was one of those,
That's the
you're
way.
welcome to come train at AKA Thailand.
Hold on. And I
I'm gonna
extended,
fuck you up.
I extended it
Except
for
he's
2
never
weeks.
fought. That's the
Oh,
problem.
wow.
He's supposed to get a week. I extended it for 2, and I let him. He can stay here. I don't give a shit. I'll pay for his
You gotta
flight.
tie him up.
Fuck this kid
He
up.
just forgot. He just forgot he doesn't know how to fight. So
You're gonna beat up the trolls.
Ken's gonna kick his ass. That's
Look
how that's
looks
gonna
like I
go.
got my corner now.
So I wanna go ahead and announce the winner of this episode, and it goes to Riley McCormick. And he said, good episode, been a big fan of Mike Swick and following AKA Thailand since the startup. Love when Mike came to Mosul, Iraq in 2010 on a USO tour. I plan to come to AKA Thailand at some point without winning a trip there just to train with you guys. Seems like a great place and a great atmosphere. I'll definitely be there. And then he kind of, he said he would defend you against Ken if you needed some help, which is really nice of him. So considering the fact I have a very big respect for our servicemen that are serving overseas, I'm not a fan of war per se, but definitely those guys that are over there fighting, that are trying to make the best of themselves. I've done a lot of overseas tours in many different countries, including Iraq, Afghanistan, Djibouti, all over. And I'm sure I met this guy, Riley McCormick. So Riley McCormick, you are coming to AKA Thailand on us. And
Riley McCormick,
we're going to give you a very nice training package. So if you can, what we'll do is we'll comment on the YouTube channel for this episode, or I'm sorry, the previous episode, and if you could just hit us back on Facebook to prove yourself and validate yourself at the
AKA Facebook.
At the AKA Thailand Facebook, we will get that training package set up for you.
You gotta tell him to send pictures like you got of me, nudes. Like in this,
And
to say who you are. Who's it? This is me.
Send news to the AKA Thailand Facebook as well, because Mark
Send it
answers
to
I don't want to see that shit.
to Mark with a K over here.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, he answers the Facebook messages, so feel free to just fill that inbox full of whatever you want.
Thanks, man. This is my.
I know you wanted to read some of these comments, so I don't know which ones you wanted to read.
Yeah, well, this
you
guy
might have had a positive one in here.
No, well, did I? Well, Nathan.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just got fans everywhere, huh? So Nathan says, another good episode. This is where he should have stopped. Because he's wrong from here on out. Almost feel sorry for Mark. Dick. You can see the fear in his eyes and change of body language every time Ken Correnti's name is mentioned. We had a thing, too.
No, hold up. Ken, the Andaman ass kicker. He gave him a nickname.
I don't want to give Ken any fucking credit.
He gave him a nickname, the Andaman ass kicker. The Andaman Ocean is next to us here, so that was very clever. So don't forget that.
So who you got in a fight? Because the second one just came out. I don't think you've seen it. You're on the plane, or I'm sure you would have watched it. You got in a fight. Steven Seagal or Sylvester Stallone?
In their prime. Who would have won?
It's got to be, I'll have Steven Seagal.
All right. For your information, Stallone beats Seagal one-on-one. Obviously, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. With hands only. Seagal wins if any weapons or guns are allowed. Dumb.
That was my point.
Jean-Claude Van Damme beats both of these up. Come on, dude.
It gets better.
And then Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren,
Well,
yeah.
it gets better.
He can beat them all, and then Chuck Norris wipes his ass with the
Chuck
leftovers.
Norris is the man. You can't
argue with
Norris.
that.
Chuck Norris wins hands down.
So I would say the first sentence and the last sentence, good. Everything else didn't suit with
Yeah.
Mark so well.
Nathan and Ken.
So Nathan didn't win the training package yet,
No.
but
Nathan's been to AKA. I do remember the name, I think.
so he knows you, and he's
So welcome
talking
back.
shit.
Well, that's probably not what happened.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and read. We have one from Captain Mimo. He basically said, I'm sure there are a lot of interesting fighters from all over the world that come to AKA Thailand and Phuket to train. We'd love to hear their stories and have them on the podcast to share their experiences and to know their personalities. So to Captain Mimo, here's Mark Hunt, who is a fighter who came to Phuket, and he's on our podcast. So we kind of answer your question without even knowing it. You got your fighter here who's got to share some of his experiences here in Phuket. We're going to have a lot of fighters coming in here from AKA Thailand that are training at my gym, and a lot of our trainers are going to come in here, and we're going to start going over like training programs and things that we're doing there, just to kind of brief you guys on how that is and what we do at the gym. So
Well, I would like to end it
coming up.
with one. I actually got a positive comment,
Oh, you did.
and I want you to read it, the very bottom one. This just makes me feel better. You'll read the first positive comment.
It's from Pam Alexander. Teams to go. We've got your corner, Mark. Make this fight happen. I got a promise from Robert Alexander. If you get a fight, he promises he will be there. The last promise I got was 16 years ago, and it was a part of our vows. No big deal. Oh, wow.
So this couple's
That's
going to
pretty cool.
fly to Thailand to come watch me fight.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason for you
Nice.
guys to subscribe to the channel.
Yep.
Yeah, make Pam and Robert's dream come true.
Since their marriage 16 years ago.
That is
And we got a
nice.
lot of other good comments, guys. So please leave comments on the YouTube channel. We are on iTunes and SoundCloud right now, so you can actually just download these episodes, but you have to watch them. I mean, you can't see Mark Hunt's action, and when I say action, I mean action figure, if you're listening to iTunes or SoundCloud.
It's a lot better than I that's
Just for the record, they underestimated you
Yeah.
on the package, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Totally underestimated.
Is it cold in Australia?
They got it all wrong. Totally wrong.
Because we're
yeah,
wondering why it was only $4 to
Totally
print.
wrong.
And we're like,
UFC
well,
Antarctica.
why is it only $4? And they're like, well, it wasn't so much to print. So we're like, oh, okay.
You got it totally wrong.
Definitely tune in to the YouTube, whether you're listening on iTunes or SoundCloud, so you can see us in action, see Mark Hunt in person, that beautiful smile. He's knocked a lot of lips off and looks great. And yeah, so now we have 3 platforms. Our podcast is growing. We're very, very happy to have you here on our 3rd episode.
Yes.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate the time. You guys are amazing. So subscribe to the channel. Get this guy choked out and fighting in Bangalore Road.
Well, we're going to have this done. You're going to be there if
I'll be there.
if we get to the
I'm down,
1,000
I'm down,
subscribers.
I'm down.
No, but
I'm
you're here for a while. So if we get to the 1,000 subscribers while you're still here, which should happen, hopefully, if you guys subscribe like you're supposed
Subscribe. Yep.
Y'all can both try to choke me
then
out.
you're going to be here when
No.
I choke him out, right?
I'll be here for
So
sure.
you'll watch
I'll
firsthand.
be here filming live again.
There we go.
There he is.
So guys, if we get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which should happen soon, come on, guys. I will choke out Mark Bogutsky live on Facebook, and we'll put on the podcast, and Mark will be here to talk shit.
Are you gonna actually fight him off, or is he gonna just?
No,
just
and there's
hit it?
no tapping. We can't fight me off. Went through that. If you listen to episode number 2, you'll hear about how I kicked his ass. You're
You're gonna let him just choke you out.
I really don't have an option. I tried to fight it before, and it.
You're gonna just
Well,
bitch
it's like,
out.
but
and
every
punk
other
out
sport I can
and
beat
let him
Mike
just
in.
walk and check you out. Oh man.
What
can beat
happened
me in
between us
fighting.
was what really happened in prison that he didn't tell you about. Except I stopped.
He's cut you like this in his game.
I stopped before that. Yeah.
Pretty fucking
That's
graphic.
That's how guys cut you. He's like, yeah.
He was Burmese.
He goes, yeah, you like that, you little bitch. And I'm joking. I'm joking. Sorry. Too much blue movies, man. That's what it is.
Wow. I'm.
Okay.
I think I'm done.
All right, guys. Thanks for
Thank you
watching.
for
Thanks
coming
for having me on, guys.
And I
Appreciate it.
want a
Thank you,
big
man.
shout out to Mark Hunt for coming
Yes.
in here, being our first studio guest. We really appreciate it, man. We're going to have you on again before you leave, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
You're definitely going to be there for choking out of Mark Bogutsky and hopefully for his fight, because that will be well worth it for anybody who wants to come to Thailand.
I think it'll be on pay-per-view. At
Pretty
that
sure
point.
it's not going to be on pay-per-view, but... All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for viewing, and we will see you next time. Mark, you want to close this out?
Yeah, peace. Thanks for coming out. And subscribe, guys, to the channel. We're going to get this guy choked out and fighting on Bangalore. That's what I want to see. Bangalore Road, this guy banging on with some drunks.
All right, guys.
Does it have me to win this shit?